What we really want to look at here is the registration process and making sure that we've registered for what we need. You can do that by clicking on the Leagues button in the top left, which is across swords. If you're in multiple leagues, you may see several over here, but IEN is probably the one that's going to default to and what most of you will have. From here, you can check registrations for individual titles. For instance, if I want to check out the status of my Marvel Rival registrations. You'll notice that there are different kind of modules here. Some competitions have more than others based on if it's a middle school title and a high school title. Marvel Rivals is just high school for fall, so you'll notice we have Ison Club and Ison Varsity. You'll notice here that our Snyder team is already registered. It'll show here my team template, and it'll give me the green check mark for registered. If you see that green check mark, you are completely registered for that competition. All of your requirements are met, and you're good to go. If you do not see a green check mark, but see in progress instead, that means that you still have some registration requirement left unmet. It could be a manual verification in the case of Minecraft, Super Smash Bros., or Mario Kart. It could be that your varsity players have not all made game connections. That is required for Ison varsity players before your team will switch to confirmed. Or it could be that you just don't have enough players on the roster to meet the minimum roster size. If you do not see your team registered here, you can click the register button next to it to register that team. If you need to create a new team, you can do so over here and then hit create. Once your team is registered, you can look on the right side and we can see the students who are on this roster. Now your school roster or your team roster is different from your event roster. So you'll add students to your school roster for this game, but then you can also manage this specific event roster. You need to make sure that these check marks are selected for your individual students. If you don't see them there, then you can add them to this roster via the drop-down. But the check marks are what assign them to this specific roster for this competition. Once they're there, you'll see them pop up here in the event roster. You need, at least for the varsity level, the minimum number of players with confirmed game connections. So you can see these icons over on the top right. These will show you which players have made the game connections, and you'll see, since we have had at least a minimum number make those connections, our roster is confirmed. So that's how you can check registrations and roster status here in the dashboard. You can also do so in the old site, at least for now. So if I find that competition here, Marvel Rivals Varsity, the register your team button is over on the right if you were registering from this platform. You'll see all of our stages here, but you can click on rosters. Rosters here will show you which rosters are confirmed. Your roster will pop up a little bit differently than this, but you'll be able to see exactly which players have made their connections and which ones haven't. You can go to this roster management screen as well. This is from within your school. And if you click on the rosters tab within your school team, you can also see your registration status for competitions. You see here this is confirmed, and it'll tell me which competition I am confirmed for. So you'll want to check out those different options to make sure your teams are registered for the competitions you think, and they have the confirmed status.